Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football United TV. Today, we're talking about Watford Football Club and what's been going on. I'm joined by Pidge and Danny. But before that, let's get into the intro. Yes, people, welcome back to Football United TV. I am joined today by two very special guests, Watford Football Club fans, the Pidge and Danny. Guys, how are you doing?
All right.
Really good, mate. Thank you.
It is Thursday. We're closer to the weekend. Obviously, no football at the moment. So I'm kind of like thinking, what should I do? Probably watch the AFCON, even though that's been absolutely crazy recently with what's been going on. But we're here solely to talk about what's been going on at Watford Football Club this week. It's been mad. Claudio Ranieri being sacked, obviously losing to Norwich 3-0 at home. And then Roy Hodgson stepping in, retired, and you've got him out of retirement, which I think is a good thing. But guys, what's your thoughts on what's happened this week? Is it just same old and another day in the life of a Watford fan, or is this peeing you off a little bit?
Spot on. I think it's just another day of sport in Watford. You know, we're so used to it now, changing managers. But what I would say is, though, you know, changing Ranieri, I mean, it kind of had to happen. You know, a lot of Ranieri, he's a great person, but he just kind of ran out of ideas. We're only going one way with Ranieri. You know, we were just sliding down and down. You know, when he took over, we were 14th, and yes, Munoz got sacked. You know, it wasn't great, but I still think in hindsight it's a little bit harsh. But you know, that's a different story. But the idea of appointing a manager is to improve the team. We've got worse under Ranieri. So you know, the writer's been on the ball for a few weeks, and Norwich game was just the final nail in the coffin. And now Roy Hodgson's come in.
Yeah, what about you, Pidge? You agreeing with that? You on the same wavelength?
Yeah, completely agree with Danny. I think well, in terms of how we recruit, it was going to come, because I just don't think the players were buying in. And I do feel sorry for Claudio, because the guy's bagfuls of experience. It just didn't work. And like Danny says, the writing was on the wall as regards the appointment. And it was a shame, because you know it was could have worked. But I'm glad Roy's here, and Ray, you know, knows the club. He gets the club. He's been there before. You know, he done a great job under very, very tight circumstances, money-wise, in a very, very dark period for the club. And fantastic, because you know Roy's proven, you know, ex-England manager, proven track record at Palace and West Brom. So yeah, just like Danny said before we went live, just another week in the life of a Watford fan.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people were going, "Oh my God, what's going on? What is Watford all about?" And I'm like, Watford fans are used to this. Like, this is like the same old scenario, isn't it? Having more than maybe 3 managers in one season. That's mad to me, but it seems to possibly. Would you say, is it working, or do you think there is another way that the owners should look at it possibly in the future?
I think it's worked to a certain point. You know, when we when we got promoted first time round in 2015, that season we had 4 managers. So it proved it does work. And even last season we had 2 managers. So it proves it does work at some points. But you go back to when we got relegated in 2020, you know, yes, COVID played a part, but we had Gracia to start with, we had Flores, and then we had Pearce, and then we had Mullins for the caretakers. So really, we had 4 managers that season, and we got relegated. So it can work, it can't work. I just think, you know, Roy Hodgson, I think he's only here till the end of the season. He's come in for one job, just to keep us in the Prem. And I think we've now got a better chance of doing that with him rather than Ranieri. If, obviously, he does keep us up, he might stay on for a season. Who knows? But, if he does keep his up, I do think the Pozzos they're already looking now who can take this club forward, but they just don't. Every time we get a new manager, it's saying right, it has to be this one has to be the right one, and unfortunately they keep getting it wrong. The last few have just been the bad choices, unfortunately. But again, we just in regards to listen, the Pozzos work how they work. They're never going to change. Why if we're sort of on a bad perform, why are they going to wait for us to get even worse? They make a change so quickly. It's not on the outside. It's not like the normal way of running a football club. But at the end of the day, if they can sense trouble, they're going to change it straight away. They're not going to wait, are they?
Well, you guys had it with Nigel Pearson, didn't you?
Yeah.
Last time round, and that didn't quite work off. I feel he was the right man for it. Do you think Roy can do something different this time round?
Yeah, like I said, he's got a proven track record, and I think he knows this league and he knows what's required, and then he's got that automatic respect you gather from what he's done so far. But Danny's right with the model; it can work, but what we've done in recent years is when the model worked when we only had the head coach was going, and all the coaches and everyone, the staff around him remained constant and remained there. That's when it worked. It's when we started employing head coaches and they brought their own team in, then we let them go. The whole team left and we had to literally start from scratch. And I think that's what he's referring to when we went down last time. It was pretty much a whole new staff came in. We brought in Pearson and Shakespeare. That like I say once again, I agree with Danny here because we really should have just kept with them bit more of a continuation long term. And like I said, the Pozzos won't change. They need to change slightly in their ethos. And with Duxbury, he did say they've learnt from their mistakes. So clearly they haven't. But hopefully we can have some sort of stability. And like he said as well, I'll go once again with Danny that if we can see him staying for another season, one more season, and just some sort of stability with Roy and Ray. We've got it there. We've got that other chance that we would have had under Shakespeare and Pearson. So let's hopefully we don't cock this one up this time. Yeah,
and you know what? I wanted to just touch on the Pozzos at the moment, the owners. They, I think, gave up or sold Granada in.
Yes.
And apparently, I heard a fan saying the other day that Granada are doing very good. They're doing much better than they were with the owners. They're actually.
I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure the year after or not long after they sold them, they got into Europa League. I may be wrong, or I'm sure they did anyway. Or they definitely had a really good season anyway. But I don't think that's a coincidence. It just means personally, I don't think it's coincidence. Because you hear a lot of Watford fans saying, "Oh, the Pozzos should sell it," but when the Pozzos bought Watford, we was like, I mean, Pidge will back me up on this. We was to the wall, weren't we? Oh, it was horrible. In one place it was horrible times for Watford, but on the other hand, it brought all the fans together. Because we knew we couldn't spend big. We couldn't. We were on literally dire straits. The Pozzos come in. They're not like one of the wealthy zones in the world, but they've got a bit of money. But I think more importantly, they owned Udinese for I think since the 80s, so they know football. So I mean, for us to succeed as a football club, I think the ownership had to come in. Obviously, recently they have had their stuff that they've could have done better, but when they first took over, I mean, the first few seasons were just unreal. You look at the stuff that's happened in the Pozzos. You've had the Wolves semi-final. You've had the Leicester goal. You've had look at the players we've had in the Pozzos. Delafeu, Pereira. We would have had none of that in the previous owners. Yeah. So we've got a lot to thank the Pozzos for. Yes, like I said, they have had their they've made mistakes basically, and I just think they need to start learning from now, because otherwise we're just going to be Premiership, Championship. They just need to, sort themselves out really and just know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I agree with him. Yeah, sorry, mate. Go on.
Just to throw it back at you, Pidge here. I had a eureka moment. So Udinese, they've owned them since the 80s. I do believe Roy Hodgson was manager of Udinese at some point.
2001, I think. He wasn't there for very long. Right. He was only there for, I think, sort of half a season or anything. So there is... Yeah, he
Like,
still
go on,
had some,
please.
he still knows the Pozzos in some way. He still knows them. I did a status on Facebook in the week. It ticks a lot of boxes. He's English, tick. Experienced, tick. Knows the Pozzos, tick. Knows how to get a team from safe from relegation, tick. It's all there. Ray Lewington as well. Man, it brings Ray Lewington with him. Was like Pidge said, he managed Watford in the early 2000s. He did remarkably well, and dire straits of money. So it's all the boxes are ticked. But the players now they've just got to perform. It's all very well having these managers that know how to perform and get your team out of trouble, but the players have still got to perform.
Yep.
Sorry, Pidge, before I rudely cut in on you there.
No, I cut on you, mate. I do apologise, mate. No, he's absolutely right. We need stability. We say this every time we get a new coach in, but we need stability, and Roy and Ray could certainly bring that. And I think firstly we've got to start trying to keep clean sheets, because if we don't keep clean sheets, we are down. There's no doubt about it. We can score goals. Our forward line's not a problem, but I think, and I said this to a lot of people as well, if he can do what he did with Saha to Saar, then we've got a very, very good chance of staying up, because he really revitalised Zaha's attitude. I know we can say a lot of things, a lot of cons about him, but in terms of a player for Palace, influential player, he was excellent. So if he can get him kicking on as well, then certainly forward line, we've got no problems with goals. It's just sharpening it up at the back. But Hodgson's known for that. I mean, his football's not fantastic, but I'll take 1-0s all day long, all the way through the season if we stay up. The main point of him coming to us is to keep us up. And to be honest, I don't think there's anyone better at the moment that could do that.
I like the fact that you brought that in about his coaching at Palace, and I wanted to bring another player in that he got the best out of was Eze, the young talent at Palace during that season last year when Hodgson was there. He played really well. He got like man of the matches, scored some brilliant goals. I think that's down to someone like Hodgson looking up to that sort of father figure sort of guy who would say, look, if you listen to me, I'll help your career. Do you know what I mean? If we work together, we can do something about what we want to achieve in football. Would you agree, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, well, if you just take away, his Liverpool time, so I think it was just too big of a club for him. The England job, he did okay. It wasn't great by all means, but he did okay. It wasn't. It wasn't a flop by all means. But you go to when he managed Fulham, he got into Europa League final. I mean, who would have predicted Fulham get to Europa League final? Coincidentally, they got beat by Quique Sánchez-Flores and Atletico Madrid in the final.
I remember that.
West Brom, I think he guided them to the highest place ever finished. And what I do think, a lot of pundits have been speaking recently, a lot of ex-players of Roy Hodgson, they just say they get the best. Roy Hodgson gets the best out of what he's got. I think the Liverpool job, was just probably too big for him. England job again is a massive job, but you look at his West Brom time, Fulham time, and all the clubs he's been at, and Palace as well.
Can I throw another one in there, Danny?
Go on.
He went to 2 World Cups with 2 different national teams.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't be 74 years old, still managing all the clubs on his CV and not be a bad manager. You have to be respected in some way or form.
Yeah. What about you, Pidge? You agreeing on that? It's a lot of good, positive Roy Hodgson talk here, so that's good to hear. I haven't heard one Watford fan think it's a bad idea.
I mean, they're going on about the age, but I'm sorry, like Danny said, it's like Neil Warnock, and people got plenty of criticism of him, but he's a decent manager. I don't care what anyone says. Warnock's a very good manager as well. He's proven track record, and Hodgson's exactly the same. I mean, you don't, like you said, go to two different World Cups at 2 different countries if you're not half decent. He done well at Blackburn as well. So he's got Ray Lewington with him. So that connection with the club is already there. So you've got that sort of barrier broken down. So they know he's got someone there who knows the clubs who can make it more diverse in what we need to do. And like Danny says, there's pros and cons with the Pozzos, but we've had the likes of Pecci, Bassini, and these type of idiots running our club. So there's a lot of things that we could criticise the Pozzos with transfer dealings and stuff like that. The way they go about their managerial changes, but they've improved the ground. They've done a lot of good. They've done a lot of good there as well. So if we're gonna say that what they've done badly, and like he said, we've had worse. So if 25 years ago we said we would have this and we're so many years in the Prem and we had semi-final of FA Cup, you know, I'd snap your hand off. And like he said, when they first turned up, yeah, absolutely amazing. And yeah, there's certainly worse owners out there, put it that way.
There are, yeah. Just take a look at Man United, for example. I know they've got a lot of cash.
Yeah.
It's not.
But no, on a serious note, you take a look at the clubs like Derby and Oldham, Coventry. These teams,
what's
you know,
going on?
They would. I mean, if you offered to swap places with Watford, I think they'd snap your hand off.
Oh yeah.
You know, these are clubs. You know, Derby. I just feel. I mean, to be honest, Derby
have got history, Danny. They've got like they're in jeopardy right now. I mean, they could go into liquidation. Like it's that serious.
That's why. I mean, you have to take your hat off to Wayne Rooney. What he's doing to that Derby team is just incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he wants out. He wants Everton now, doesn't he?
He wants the Everton job. Pidge's second team. Sorry.
Get me out.
yeah. That's it, mate.
Matt, is Pidge told you he's a closet scouser?
Oh, okay.
My father-in-law, the in-laws are all over there. Yeah, the thing is, he's going on about that. I don't know if he's a cobbler or a bloody Stockport fan. So he's just as bad as me, mate.
My in-laws, mate. I have no choice when the in-laws.
Yeah, my in-laws are Evertonians, so I've got that link with them. So I like I say, I think Luther's God, and Duncan Ferguson's on another level as well. I love him as well. So you know, it's just the overall football thing. You know, that it typifies and that's what I said to you know, to Danny as well. You see the example of Duncan Ferguson trying to galvanise the fans and the players, and that's what Roy's trying to do as well in his own way. You know, the players have got to play for the shirt. They've got to understand what it's like playing for the club, and that's what we've been saying all season. That they've got to have a bit of pride. Just go out there and have a go. If we're not good enough, we're not good enough. But you know, just give it their all. That's all. Every fan, you know, you with United, that's all you ask for. Just give them under 10%. Yeah. We get beaten, but we can't complain if they give 100% effort, leave everything out on the pitch.
Well, you beat us that time with Ranieri, and you smashed Everton as well. So that was really nice to see. Really nice to see. Just going to read out a few comments, and we're going to talk about how you feel this relegation battle is going to be, and the other teams around you, and where you think you might get mainly your most of your points to keep you up. I hope Watford will stay up, and I think Hodgson will do a terrific job. Solo, big up guys from the Man United agenda. Big up Solo. Jackie's in the house. Evening Matt panel. Happy Thursday to you all. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday indeed. Solo 7, evening to you. Big up Talk MU. Noel Kane, big up Matt, Pidge and Danny. Evening all. Evening Jackie. Everyone's saying hello to everybody here. Noel Kane.
Love it.
Charlie, big up. Big up to Charlie. Actually, that's a question I could roll into for you, because he wanted me to ask you what your thoughts are on João Pedro, because he came from the Fluminense Academy in Brazil, and he supports Fluminense, and he wanted to know what you think of João Pedro.
I can tell you this now. This might be a big statement, but I firmly believe that when João Pedro's career is over, he's going to have a better career than Richarlison, because Richarlison did the same move from Fluminense to Watford. He's going to have a better career than Richarlison. I can tell you that right now. João Pedro is magic, but I just think he needs to be coached in the right way. I just don't think Ranieri is the right coach for him. You know, Roy Hodgson may turn out to be not the right coach, but I just think João Pedro, in my opinion, yes, he's made us sound probably our best player, but in terms of, you know, talent and just raw talent, I think João Pedro is probably our most gifted. He's just, you know, he's quality. Like I actually think the year in Championship last season, it's helped him out a lot, because when we first signed him, it took him a while to settle in. He made his debut against Tranmere in the FA Cup, and then his second game was in the replay against Tranmere. Thursday night at Tranmere, you know, what an introduction to English football. Tranmere away on a Thursday night.
What an introduction, eh?
Yeah, and then he didn't make his Premier League debut. You know, he made his Premier League debut when it was Project Restart, so no fans were there. So, again, no fans were there last season. But I do think the season championships helped him a lot. You know, because I think when we first saw a glimpse of him, he was a little bit lightweight, a little bit skinny. I think last season he's bulked up. He's Brazilian, but he's not your typical Brazilian player. You know, he don't mind. He's got a nasty streak about him. You know, the Newcastle game a couple of weeks ago, one of our lads got fouled, and João Pedro just gone storming over and just had a go. And, you know, yes, I don't condone any of that, but you like to see that nasty side of football. You like to see it. And again, I think João Pedro, he's just an exceptional talent. He needs to be playing week in, week out, in my opinion, even when Sal's fit. I think João Pedro should be playing.
Yeah,
the same there, Pidge. You think that he's a talent?
Yeah, I'll be so bold to say he was one of the best young talents in the Premier League at the moment, and I don't want to sound too biased, obviously being Watford fans, and we're going to wax lyrically about him, but yeah, he's really good, and he's bulked up as well. And like Danny said, that year in the Championship, a lot of players, the Mason Mounts and the Tomores had that as well, and went back to Chelsea and did good things, and obviously he didn't go out on loan, but he had that year in the Championship, and really excellent. And that we said that in pre-season, needs to bulk up a little bit, add that to his game, a bit more physical, and the whole package. He's still got plenty of time to learn, but excellent player. And like I said, game management, we can manage him well, carry on what we're doing, then he's going to be, I completely 100%, once again, I'll keep agreeing with Danny, but I do think attitude-wise, he's definitely got a better attitude than Richarlison, because a lot of people were coming on about us, slagging him off, going, oh, well, he's young, he'll learn. He did the same at Everton, and I think Pedro will be have a better career than him because of his attitude. I think his attitude's better. You can see he wants to learn, he wants to grow, wants to mature and gain that experience from more experienced players at the moment. And all the best players have done that. They all got to start from somewhere. And excellent player. Yeah, he can only get better.
That's good to hear. My mate Charlie will especially like you guys right now for picking him up like that. Yeah. What's your thoughts, guys, on like the relegation battle this season? For you and the teams around you as well, where do you think your main objectives are to pick up points? What places are you going to go? You think you're going to get results? And just really, what do you make of your relegation?
It's a cliche, but we just need to pick up as many points as we can. We really do, especially the teams around us. I think we've still, obviously, we've got Burnley away next Saturday, which is a huge game. For the third time of asking, 2 games prior were postponed, so it's the third time, we're due to play them. Obviously, Norwich game was obviously very disappointing. We still got to play lots of Brentford again. We still got to play Everton again. We just need to pick up as many points as possible. But in terms of, I honestly think it could be the lowest points to stay up this season. I think it's going to be that close. I think 30 points might keep you up this season. I genuinely do. Yeah,
I think 30-32 will keep us up this season. I think, we need to take points off of, like Danny said, the Burnleys, the Newcastles, those sort of teams. I know we played Newcastle twice now, but those type of teams. And this league is split into 3 leagues. You've got the teams struggling at the bottom, the mid-tablers that are not as safe or not going to really go push for Europe, and then you've got the top lot, top 6, 7. Obviously, we're at the bottom. We need to be picking up those points. But firstly, making our home a fortress. Every side that's stayed up has had a good home form. We need to look at the last 18 games, try and make home the fortress that we want it to be, and that gives us half a chance, and then pick up what we can away. But certainly against the teams in and around us, that's how we're going to stay up.
It's good how you mentioned the home record, because we've played Liverpool at home, we've played Chelsea at home, we've played Man United at home, we've played City at home. Yeah, we've only and we played Tottenham as well. So we've only really got Arsenal. So you can kind of see us going on having a rest of the season decent home record. So again, that's going to be key. But again, we've still got to play these teams away. So which is where we need to start picking points, where games we should be getting points from.
Yeah, you win the home games, don't you? And then pick. Yeah, sorry, Matt. Go on.
I was going to say, Pidge, you don't have quite a bad record against Arsenal, do you? So that's quite interesting.
Not terrible.
No. We got to win. Look at aiming for mentally to win all our home games, which won't happen obviously, but win all our home games and then pick up the odd point or the odd win away. That's how we've really got to look at it. Whether or not that happens is another thing, but I think we've got to mentally sort this team out. If we can get, we know it's in us. We've had results. We've won 4 games by a decent margin each one of those games, so we know it's in them. It's just consistently trying to do that. We get one really decent result, and then we'll get 2 or 3 really bad ones. That's the frustrating thing. And like I say, we're down there on merit at the moment, so we've got to try and turn it around somehow.
Yeah, I guess that was the low point, wasn't it? Losing to Norwich, who have done so poorly this season. I think, to be honest, you've played better football than they have by quite a country mile. So losing 3-0, shocking because their fans even cheer goals that ain't actually happening, don't they? That's how boring they've been playing.
I looked at the stats after the game, and bear in mind Norwich won 3-0. I think they had under 30% pass completion. I mean, that just, how can you lose to a team that only has 30% pass completion? It just proves what I ain't got the words to describe. I mean, honestly, that Norwich performance, I sit at the top of the rookery, and I think the whole rookery was quiet, and I was just shouting, and everyone was silent because I said some, things I wouldn't normally say, but I was just so livid and angry, and I was actually getting a bit upset because this is not the Watford that I love and support. I've been seeing Togola for 22, coming on 23 years now, and that was honestly probably top 5 of my worst ever moments for Watford. It was just, it was horrible, and and after the final whistle went, Ranieri was on borrowed time, unfortunately. So
yeah. Go on, Pidge.
No, that's all right, mate. No, I've never usually been not tearful upset, but I was close to it at Norwich because it does hurt you. I mean, I've got more important things going on in my life, but it does put you in a really shitty mood when your team's playing badly, and it does test your loyalty. I mean, we're going to watch him home and away. I mean, Danny obviously he goes literally every game, but I'll go every home game, and it does test your loyalty. We'll always be there, but yeah, it was hard, very hard to take. I think performance rather than result. The result was even more shocking, but it was the manner of how we lost that. I think that's what.
Any transfer news coming out of Watford? Anyone you're looking at? You're interested in loans?
I mean, we've signed 4 players already, so I think that might be us done. If I was in charge, I think we could do with another centre half. Just for competition and squad depth more than anything. But I think we've signed in position where we need to. We needed a left back. Definitely needed a centre back. I think we needed another midfielder, and we need not saying next because we signed Kalou from Bordeaux. I think yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. I think that's just more for competition. Because I think Pidge probably going to be our attack is probably out of the teams that are down there is probably one of the best, if not the best down there. It's just, again, we can't keep a clean sheet to save our lives. So that's where we're not going to get relegated because we don't score enough goals. We score enough goals. If we go down, it's going to be because we concede just too many goals. And that's where I think Roy Hodgson's going to be the man. He's known for being very defensive, and that's what we need. We need to just be defensive. If it means being defensive, scraping a 1-0, I don't care. Just, you don't get 3 points for good performance, do you? You get 3 points for a win. Simple as that.
Yeah. If we plug that defence, then we'll stay up. No doubt about it. I will make this claim again. I do think we've got a top 10 forward line. It's just the back line. We've got a bottom 3 back line, back 5. That's the only problem, the way they're played. And I think, like Danny said, if Roy and Ray can come in and plug that and find some sort of way we can try and keep clean sheets, then I'm more confident now that we can stay up than I was, say, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Is it a question or just a comment here from Jackie? Roy is an interesting appointment away from Watford's usual managers. Roy has a good chance with his experience to keep them in the Prem. And she also says Roy has taken his coaching partner, like you said, Ray, with him, a dynamic duo. So I guess that's good that he's got the appointments around him to be able to make the changes that he needs in order to keep you guys up. Charlie says the Pidge's whole look and background makes him a strong contender for frame of the season.
Cheers,
makes
mate.
me embarrassed of my plain white wall.
I've only got me and Troy, me, my wife and Troy up there.
That's quality. I just noticed that. That's brilliant, mate. I'm jealous.
A few years ago.
That's awesome, mate. You scrub up well, don't you, Danny?
I know.
Anthony Herbert, hi Matt and the panel. Jackie says Roy's a good coach. He brought through a mixture of experience and youth at Palace. Players seem to like his style. Big up, Dave. Thank you so much for tuning in. Smash the like, share, subscribe if you can. We are going to end it up in a moment's time. Anthony Herbert says, question, if we're ex-Premier League managers and a job opportunity came up and we 74 years old to manage a team, I think I would because I couldn't go shopping with the missus at that age. Sod it. I'll take that as a compliment.
Though, you do have to take your hat to Hodgson. You know, he could quite easily just be sitting at home, minding his own business, but he's obviously still got love for the game. You know, at 74 years old, Jesus, when I'm 74, I don't want to be working. I want to be sat at home drinking a cup of tea, not bloody trying to keep a team up from staying from going down. So that.
If I'm 74 managing Watford, I'll be happy though.
Yeah.
I guess his missus probably like, well, he's going back to work, so I can go back to bingo and I can go out and hang out with my missus. You know what I mean? So drink tea and chill out. So maybe it's good for her too. Maybe she's like, yeah, go on, Roy, go for it. Go on. You're killing me here. Do you know what I mean? You were never here, and now you're here, and you're doing my head in. You're changing everything around in the house, and I don't like it. Solo says, big up, guys. Good evening to Jackie. Have we got any more questions here? Anthony Herbert, maybe his missus is fed up of him at home and sent him home to work. You've been getting a lot of young Brazilian talent lately, too, from Fluminense alone, other than Gomez. Don't remember a lot of my fellow countrymen playing for you.
We've not had bundles of them. Yeah, obviously the standouts, Richarlison, João Pedro, Gomez. Obviously, we signed Samir from Udinese. He's Brazilian centre half. I think he's 24, 25. Yeah. He's looked okay. Like first couple of games, he's still early days, but João Pedro is the man. Trust me.
There you go. He loves that. He's really happy about that, Pidge. Is that change in culture something you like and look forward to? What would you say, Pidge?
Yeah. I mean, it's good if they're decent players. I don't care where they come from. Even
we're now known as Nigeria FC, mate.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've had enough hassle off I've had enough hassle off the Nigerians and the Senegalese on the thing on the Watford forum. So I think it's just a reaction to that. We're buying half of the Nigerian national team, but I think we've bought the better ones. I think the Nigerian keeper's a decent one as well. I think so.
He's one we signed, but we sent him on loan. So he's coming to us in the summer. Nigeria's keeper is Maduka Okoye, I think his name. We signed him from Rotterdam, but we sent him on loan like straight away. So we don't actually. He's our player, but he's on loan. His club to the end of the season at Sparta Rotterdam. So it's another Nigerian we're going to have. I think we could generally make a 1-11 Nigerians. All we need to get is success back, Odi Nagalo back, Benaroa back. Benaroa, get him back.
It's kind of like Wolves and how they their Portuguese investment into the club and getting a Portuguese manager back in again after Espirito dos Santos. It's crazy. Yeah. Who have you got next, by the way, in the Premier League when we come back?
Burnley week on Saturday.
Is it away?
Yep.
Away.
No one likes going there.
Again. It's the same weekend as the FA Cup because FA Cup weekend. Like I said before, it was meant to be played before Christmas. It got called off 2 hours before kick-off. We called it off, and then it was meant to be played a couple of weeks ago. They called it off. So this is the third time lucky. And it just made sense to have it on a game where we're both out the cup on a Saturday. Yeah. The only problem is it's a 6 o'clock kick-off. 6 p.m. away at Burnley. I'm still going. Time to make it was to me, but it's just.
Yeah, I saw your status. You said something about did you say something about going away to Burnley away?
Yeah, I questioned why I was going. I just realised I loved the club too much to not go. So
it's like going Plymouth midweek. I've done that as well, and it's not pretty, but you just do it, don't you? Because you love your club. So it's hard. Fair play, Danny. Well done, mate.
Yeah, well done, man. That's true support, mate. True support. Big up. This is Luca's life. So where do you think, guys, you'll finish this season?
17th. 17th.
Oh, just straight up like that. Okay.
Yeah, 17th or 16th. I think I'm more confident. Like I said before, I'm more confident now with Roy and Ray coming in. So yeah, I do think we've got a massive chance now. We get the home form sorted, then and the defence will be fine.
Yeah, just for my ears, I guess. Where do you think Man United will finish? Do you think we'll make top 4?
I don't think you'll get top 4. I think you'll finish 6th or 7th. I think I was just looking, obviously we know I think Man City are going to win the league. I think that's pretty evident they're going to win the league, even though they drop points. But I still think they're not going to drop much more points this season. Liverpool finished second. I think Chelsea will probably finish third, and Arsenal, I think, will get fourth. And then West Ham and I reckon Tottenham now with Conte. I think if Tottenham would have stuck with Santo, I think you'd have probably got in there. But I think Tottenham and Conte now, I think they'll get Europa League, and you'll probably might just miss out. I don't know.
They can't buy anybody, can they, Pidge? I mean, Traore looking like he's going to Barcelona, back to Barcelona again. They just can't seem to get their hands on anybody. What do you think
just miss out. I think you just miss out on fifth. Ranić is class. Honestly, I watch a lot of German football, and Ranić is very sought after in Germany. And wherever club he goes to, he improves him. He doesn't necessarily win bagfuls of trophies, but he will improve you. And I think you'll just miss out. I think, like Danny said, there'll be someone else who'll pip you to fourth, but I think you'll probably finish fifth or sixth lowest.
Matt, if you had a crystal ball, you could pick one manager to take over in the summer. Who is it? Realistically.
It is very tight between two people. It really is.
You have to pick one. Don't sit on the fence. Don't sit on the fence. One.
I'm actually going to say Ten Hag of Ajax. I would have said Pochettino for the other one, but then I just kind of think Ten Hag would be, I don't know, just something about him. Ajax, I know people say it's such an easy league, but you see what they've done in the Champions League. I think they won all their games in the Champions League group stage, and they just seem to be a solid unit. And it's like, okay, what team have they got now? These players are actually really good. And you look at it and you're like, wow, decent. So that's down to him, I think, mainly, and him getting them to the semi-finals the way they went out, unfortunately, to Spurs. It happens, and I just think he probably deserves somewhere in the Premier League that can give him the money that he needs to be able to get his philosophy across. Because I think Ranić's just a director of football. Anyway.
Would you keep Ranić? Would you keep Ranić behind the scenes, like as a director?
Yeah, I would do. Yeah. He seems to like that role anyway, and he's done that for Red Bull in New York and Salzburg and Leipzig. Not a lot of people in Germany like RB Leipzig. You speak to any German thing, they do not like them. They're very anti-thing, but they're good sides. And Ranić will be director of football. I'll tell you what, the Bayern Munich, shame he's not available. The Bayern Munich coach will be a very, very good fit for you. Nagelsmann.
Nagelsmann is
very good.
Yeah.
But isn't it ironic that two of the world-class coaches both came from Dortmund?
Yeah,
Klopp and Tuchel. World-class elite managers. You just need an elite manager to manage your club, and you'll get guaranteed top four every season, possibly push to the Premier League.
Well, let's hope Watford can make, if they stay up, Europa League chances, or at least conference.
So this season away, mate.
When we got to the cup final a couple of years ago, we was on the cusp of Europa League. We was fighting for Wolves for that last Europa League spot, and then unfortunately getting to the cup final kind of made our form in the Premier League go a bit sour. But that's past now. We just got to look forward to the future. And like you said, just if we stay in the Premier League now, we just need to spend a little bit more time in the Prem.
Yeah.
Marley's happy about you putting Arsenal in the top four there.
No, I just think I'm looking at outside field. I think Arsenal, the way Arteta's got them playing, it was a tricky start for him. Yeah, they probably had the hardest start. I think they had Man City, Liverpool, or Man City and Chelsea, something like that, first couple of games. But Arteta's got them playing well. They've got a young squad, they've got some young talents, got a lot of English talents as well, which is unheard of if you're Arsenal fan. Normally it's French or Spanish or whatever, but they've got a lot of English talents. And I just think they're actually a very good team to watch. I just think Arsenal will get top four this season.
I think it's going to turn into what Simon Jordan said, a similar sort of thing at Chelsea, that Arteta will lay the foundations, build the team, and then they'll get someone even higher up in manager-wise, and he'll take them on. And Arteta won't get as much credit like Lampard didn't do at Chelsea. I think Lampard didn't get as much credit as he should have done at building that side that Tuchel's got at the moment. I think that similar thing might happen at Arsenal.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I did hear him saying that as well. He does like to state that in his Jim White and Simon Jordan. It's a lovely show. I do like it. Guys, a shout out. Thank you so much for coming on today, and everybody for tuning in. It's been a brilliant chat. Shout out where everybody can find you, starting off with the Pidge.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys and girls. If you get onto Tailor Made Army Forum on Facebook, Tailor Made Army TV on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. We've got our good friends here as well at Football United subscribed there as well, and Twitter at TMA_TV.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on, Pidge, mate.
No, pleasure. Thank you.
Go check out the content, people. If you didn't hear that, rewind back and you can go and find out. Go follow, please. It really does help. Danny, thank you so much for coming back on, mate. Where can we find you, bro?
Well, same as Pidge. Obviously, I'm a co-host now on Tailor Made Army TV, so find us on there. I'm not on Twitter, but obviously follow me on Instagram, Danny WFC with 2 Y, so DANNYYWFC. Instagram, follow me, all that. I'll blab on about football, so you'll enjoy it.
Brilliant. Thank you, guys. Everybody go tune into them. Go check it out, please. Make sure you do. And thank you so much for coming in today, everybody, including Jackie. Nice to see you back in. I hope Watford stay up. My son's teammate has signed for them. Thanks for a great stream. Thank you so much, Jackie. And everybody, press subscribe, share, like, go check out these guys and pray that Watford stay up, everybody.
Please.
Please.
Take care. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.